Good morning, everyone. This is Crazy Russian 86 here, streaming live from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Again, my usual spot. I just decided to come out of the place. Now, the question is Sierra Leone a dangerous place? This is what Tangle2121 commented, because of my vlog about the person who drowned. And the person was with me, and I was like one of the last people who I basically witnessed that. So, well, let me tell you. I mean, for one thing, the person who drowned, he did not know how to swim. He was thinking if he took that, that little thing for kids to practice swimming in the ocean, right, he would be alright. Second of all, when we went there, we did not, knew about facts about that place, because that was actually, like I said, it was called the River Number 2, because in 1806, 2 battalions of soldiers died there. But then I heard from somebody that it's been a while since somebody drowned. It was probably like 5 or 6 years, but it was an accident. Because it's a river, they have quicksand, and we actually didn't even go that far. Like where I was, it was not even that much. But the water is salty, they have the waves, and yeah, it was just like more that the reason why it happened was pretty much because the person was not careful enough, and that Sierra Leone is a third world country, so you have to be careful, of course, going there, because it's not like in America. Okay, they locked it. It's not like in America where they have lifeguards everywhere and people are monitoring you, like even in the swimming pools. Over there, in less developed country, it's like people are going to the beach, but you on your own, And also here is another problem which I heard people have in Sierra Leone, because I'm coming there and I'm white, right? So they're thinking, check this shit out, and this is really doesn't even make a lot of sense in my mind. They're thinking that because you're white, you know better. So if you were going to that beach and everybody were like black people, then they would just tell her, hey, don't go here, go there. But because I was white, they were thinking, oh, if this person is white, he probably know better, so we're not gonna tell them anything, because they think that white people know everything. I don't know why they would think that, because I never been in this country, so they didn't even make a lot of sense to me. But Alim have been telling me that they have this complex for some reason. Some of the people do. But yeah, it's just that ignorance plus lack of, there's that moment about lack of pretty much, knowing things, like lack of safety precautions. But like I said, it would not happen to me because A, I know how to swim, B, I'm not the type of person who would just do things like that. So for me, it's not dangerous, but the thing is, in Sierra Leone you have to really take precautions. Now, Oprah TV made a comment that I'm gonna go to jail for murder. Well, first of all, I didn't murder anybody. She's fucking stupid. Witnessing the accident which happened to somebody, murdering somebody, is two different things, And besides, it's not like I'm a lifeguard. It's not like I, was able to do it. That's the thing. I was in the position where if I were actually try to do it, I could have drawn myself. That's the thing. So it's a little bit different. So there is no way I'm gonna go to jail for murder. That's actually not the case, because I didn't murder anybody. I just couldn't rescue somebody from drowning, and I was trying. All I could do is just yell help, but it's not like I was able to, to rescue him. And besides, one of my relatives back in the day, back in Russia, he drowned by saving somebody else's life. So he saved somebody else's life and he died when he was 16. That's why, I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't know. And people told me, Emil, you shouldn't be doing that. Because, you know, one thing if you know how to swim, like I do know how to swim, but I don't know how to rescue people. Only after that, when I was talking to that guy who told me the history behind the place and everything, he basically told me that, you know what, if you saving somebody, you have to go from the back. So at that time when that happened, I didn't even know that. So me not never having experience rescuing people, and besides it was a grown man, you know, he was like taller than me and, you know, maybe bigger, maybe he was weighing more than me. I don't know actually how much he weighed, but he's probably pretty strong man. So people been telling me that if I were to try that, he would just pull me with him. So good thing I didn't do it, but I probably wouldn't be doing that anyway because I was afraid. But I wouldn't do it anyway. I was thinking about it, but I wouldn't do it because I was not sure that I would be able to do it. So besides, I'm not the type of person, you know, I'm not the type of person who actually like to risk things. I'm actually, you know, I was actually always a person who was always afraid of everything. When I was a kid, it's like I was afraid of everything, afraid of heights, afraid of water. So for me, just like to get into something was like a chore. So think about it, if the person is afraid of everything and don't want to, you know, I was never like that person who, you know, who would just, oh, I can do it all, and I just like go for it. I was actually never like that. So it's not about me at all. I don't have that personality trait that I just gonna go and do some kind of decisions like that, like which can be risky. And every time when people been telling me, oh, this can potentially harm you, or this or that, a lot of times I would just like listen to it and just stay out. Yep. So for me personally, I don't think that Sierra Leone is a dangerous country, because like I know that if I have money and if I don't go to danger, I'll be alright. But like I said, I'm probably not gonna die in water, because, you know, I know how to swim, and like I just not the type of guy who would just do things like that. That's the thing. So like I said, it could be dangerous because it's less developed and there is a lack of communication, because, you know, people don't tell people like, hey, like some people do this, adults don't, like they're not having this conversation like, oh, well, I don't know how to swim, do you think this little thing would be enough for me to hold? They don't, like, they just like, everybody is by themselves. It's like individualistic, like America in a way, you know. And that reminds me of the video of Cynthia G, where she was talking about that black people don't have unity in America. Guess what? I feel like there's a similar thing in Sierra Leone, you know. Because when I was reading even the posters about it, like they're talking about teenage pregnancy and all of these things, and I was thinking like, oh my god, isn't it what Cynthia G has been talking about African Americans? And like, yeah, it seems like in Africa it's the same thing. And I remember I had that conversation with my buddy Charlie, and he's been saying that even though Africans and African Americans hate each other, but really like their personalities are kind of similar. Well, it is actually the case. So if you know how black people to live in the ghetto, you know, and the kind of mentality they have, Sierra Leone Africans, it's kind of, there are some similarities in there, I can tell you that. But I don't consider it a dangerous place. I can survive in there. It just, you have to have a brain and you have to understand it, you know. You have to be careful and you have to understand it's a third world country where they don't have safety measures that we have in America and Canada.